Hey, Vikram, how are you?
Hi. Good, thank you. I've tried so hard to find the button to join the
But you did
conversation.
it perfectly.
Yeah,
So,
did it.
how's
Nailed
everything
it.
with you? It's very nice talking with you.
Very nice talking to you too. It's pretty good. Thank you very much. How are you?
And, and you are in Moscow now, right?
Sorry?
You are in Moscow now, right?
Yeah, I am in Moscow.
So I assume it should be cold and snowy as usual.
Yeah, it is. But no, I have to say that it is snowing a lot, but the weather is rather nice. It's pretty warm. Not too bad.
Okay. Pretty warm for sure. I know the temperature is minus something,
Minus
but
six.
for
It was
yes.
-6 today, yeah.
Yeah, in Cyprus we call it a disaster. It's Kashmar
Oh.
in Cyprus. So anyway,
Well, I bet you
Vika,
do that.
uh, I know that you don't need any introduction, but would you please briefly introduce yourself to our international viewers?
I'm Victoria. Yeah. Well, I think that all you need to do is just to press the name on the screen and just listen to the music. That would speak for itself because I don't want to talk about myself.
So basically, you consider yourself as a singer more than anything else.
Yeah, of course. I am a singer. I did try several things like acting and modeling and stuff like that, but it was just no, it was just because I am a singer. So yeah.
And let's talk about from the beginning. That I know that in Russia you got famous because of that show, that competition. But when
Yeah.
was the time you realized this is something professional for you, not a hobby anymore?
Well, I guess it started right when I got to the show. It was 2004. And before then, I've been singing a lot at home in my hometown in Mirny, in Yakutia, that is North Siberia. It's -40 there, so it's even
Oh my
even
God.
colder.
So of course, -6 is nothing for you now.
Yeah, it's good. It's like summer. Anyways, I've been singing. It was my hobby. But when I moved to Moscow, I was supposed to study at the university, and I did got in to the foreign languages faculty, and I was supposed to study there, PR or something. And when I got to the project, um, when I finished it, and then I accidentally won it.
I don't think accidentally.
Then the whole tour started right away. So we didn't even have time to reconsider or anything else. It just started, it just happened. And for a while, I think I would wake up in the morning and 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 it took me a few seconds, maybe minutes, to realize that I'm on tour. I actually won the show, and I'm a singer, and now this is my job. So yeah, it took a while to get used to it, but I'm happy that my hobby became my job. So it is a dream come true.
Yes, we are really grateful that happened. Also, we enjoy it as well. And
Thank
I
you.
know that there's no secret that in Russia we have so many talented people. But how challenging was it for you to be in top in Russian community?
Uh, Pretty challenging, I have to say. Well, let's start with the casting. It took 12,000 people uh, to participate to through the castings. So winning that was like a very big thing for me. But then I guess every song that hits certain points on charts, it is like another small win, and I've had several, and I'm lucky. So I guess you can never predict how successful your new material is going to be, but I'm very grateful for my audience, for my listeners who are with me for years now, and I consider myself a pretty successful woman. But other people think that a true success is when you're popular worldwide or whatever. But I'm happy where I am. I'm happy at my own place and space and time.
What you say is indeed very important. The feeling that you have for yourself, whether you're successful or not, and
Yeah,
that's really good and independent from your fame. Exactly. So about your experience in Trolls, that one was very interesting. So
it
would you
was.
please tell us about that experience?
Sure. It was it was my second big voicing project. Before then, it was Rapunzel, and that was the biggest challenge for me because I've never done acting before, and it was like a first, and it was very hard and it was very challenging. But when Trolls arrived, I felt so comfortable, like I've never been before while acting. First, it started off with casting. They gave me songs in English and they just asked me to sing it, like easy. I think it took me maybe 15 minutes for casting because I knew all of the songs and I just
Oh,
sang
that's
it and they're like, oh, I think we're good. You're free to go. And then it took a little bit more time to do the speech, but it was very comfortable project. It was very easy. It was very good, and the whole team that was behind the whole thing was very very helpful. We knew each other for a while to that point of time, and yeah, and it was so great to go to LA to meet Justin Timberlake, to meet Anna Kendrick, and to see the whole DreamWorks studio. That was such an impressive thing for me because first of all, I've never been to US before Trolls. I'm wearing pink today. I just realized.
yeah.
So yeah, I've never been to US, and it's been sort of my dream. And here I am on a plane to LA with Dima Bilan, my uh, co-star, and
So how it
and
happened? Like Dima Bilan was also chosen for this project.
I think he was perfect. I didn't even know whether there were castings or anything. I just knew that he's coming with me, and I felt like yes, he was 100% perfect for the part. He's the greatest branch I've ever seen. well, well, Justin did the best thing as well. But
I
yeah,
see.
it was so great meeting them, and I was so terrified. We've met also the director. We went together to studio. It was like a big professional studio where we could act together, the director Dima and me. It was such an interesting vibe, and the whole thing was amazing. So yeah, I think I would become starstruck after that project, but it didn't happen.
And how did you think that Justin Timberlake knew about Russian pop music beforehand?
I don't think he knew anything about it. I won't lie.
That's
Well,
problem.
I could say that, well, I saw Justin and he knew all of my songs and he knew all of Dima's songs. But no, I have to say that Justin did knew Dima because for a while Dima was working with Timbaland, and also Justin been working with Timbaland a lot. So they've met on studio. So I think Justin knew Dima's work, but he definitely did know who I am. I, I hope he does remember me now. But the last time I've been to LA, they even remembered whatever I've been wearing on the interviews back then in 2000 something, 16 it was, I guess. So maybe they still remember our names.
For sure. It's hard to forget, I believe, even for Justin. So, and I also noticed that you've been interviewed. There's a connection problem. Let's see. Yes, it's okay now. So, I noticed that you got interviewed with Anna Kendrick as well.
Yeah.
So, how was that experience?
Oh, it was really great. As terrified I was on the way to LA, I couldn't even imagine how open they are. Justin and Anna, they're so wonderful to talk to, and we've been talking behind the interviews and during the interviews, and Anna was the sweetest. So it was very cool. I've I have to say I was nervous. Of course I was, and I would lie if I'd say like I was totally cool. No, I wasn't. But they made us feel so comfortable. Everything went just well. And coming back there was even easier because we already knew each other, and we've already like, oh yeah, I remember you were wearing the blue dress. I was like, how can you remember, because I don't. But it was just great. The whole vibe there was so welcoming, so warming. So it was just impossible to be extra nervous or something.
So you did your best, definitely, so that
Of course.
they were, yeah, and it was expected, of course, from you, and we knew that you would nail it, and you did it perfectly. And by the way, it was very nice that I saw that Russian stars were interviewed in English, because I'm a big fan of Russian music since 2010, and I all the time was hoping that there is an English interview with some of you guys, for example, in RuTV or Russian Music Box,
Yeah,
but mostly they were in Russian.
of
So
course, yes. We live here.
yes, of course. But don't you think it would be nice for international fans to get to know you more through such interviews? There should be more, of course.
Well, I would love them to. Mm, but even though I have a whole record written in English, uh, I realized that living in Russia, meaning that you have very big Russian audience, most of them do not speak English. So none of our TV channels or music channels, they've never done English interviews, so that is understandable. Uh, so whatever we've done, well, I've done in English was filmed in LA. So yeah, maybe something like that will happen more, thanks to Instagram and YouTube, that where you can participate on interviews in every country you could ever think of. So maybe one day something like that will happen. Well, today is my interview in English, you see, so there's a step forward.
Yes, hopefully there will be more. And I'm also looking forward to both hearing them and also be in them, so that I can perform it for international audience. But what's your relation with your international audience? Because I'm sure that you have so many of them as well.
I do. I remember I had a fan club in Argentina. That's pretty far. Um, I've had fan club. I had fans in Brazil, and other countries. Well, there are still tons of Russians all over the world, like US, Europe, Germany, and other countries. And basically, I've been performing for them in most of those places. But yeah, I also have other like other. I wouldn't even say English speaking fans. They're mostly international, but that is very great. I think that you know nowadays, well, I've always accepted music by the way I feel it, and if I like it, I would start thinking about the lyrics, try to read it or do something like that. But also, I really like listening to music in other different languages. So I think Russian pop music deserves its attention. And I'm really proud of my colleagues. I'm really proud of the work I do. And I think that we're good to share it with everybody else. So I would be happy if we would have a lot more international listeners, fans, and stuff like that.
Yes, exactly. That would be great. But you also have international experience in music as well, like singing in English. I
Yeah,
noticed that you have some songs about that. So
I
would
have
you
a
also
whole
talk about
record.
that? Yeah, yeah.
I have a whole record that I wrote in England, in London. I co-wrote all of the songs. It was uh, it was like very important thing for me while recording it to participate in writing because I really love writing my own music. But there's a one very big question that I cannot write in Russian. Russian is very complicated language. English is much comfortable and easier for me when it comes to writing songs. So I really wanted to write in London because I grew up listening to British music, and I love it, and it's been very inspiring. So I found this very wonderful music producer, P. Boxter, and I had an Dante and Joe co-writing with us, co-producing the whole thing, and it's been the best experience I've ever had in my life when it comes to music, because I've never been in a center of creation in a song. I've always been the vocalist. I would come to a studio booth, I would record my vocals and be done with it. But what happened in London is that we would come to a studio with just an idea. It would be a dream I saw tonight or last night. It would be just a few letters that I think would be great for the name of a song. So we had like several ideas, and in a few hours it would become a song. So it was just a very, very interesting experience, and I'm very grateful that it actually happened to me. Yeah.
And are you going to have more of them in English in the future?
Oh, I would love that. I would
That
definitely
would be
love that.
great.
As much as I love my Russian-speaking audience, and I know that they don't really like foreign languages used on songs, and they get slightly offended, saying like "sing in Russian." But I would still, I would love to record some more English material. I would love to write more because I'm not just a vocalist. I like to write my own songs as well.
And do you play any musical instrument also?
I'm afraid I don't.
Okay,
Well,
so
I've been studying at the ballet school before I started singing, so I know how to dance.
yes, that's also a big deal. Also, you know ice skating, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, we've done the ice skating project with Alexei Yagudin. He's an Olympic game champion, and he's just an amazing guy. And but ice skating, ever since that ice skating show, I haven't done again. I mean, it's not my thing, not anymore. But it was
What
definitely
happened? What was the bad experience in ice skating?
it wasn't like a bad experience. It was a great one. It was an amazing one. But I've spent half of a year on ice. It was hours and hours of trainings. It was so difficult. It was so scary when they would lift you up and spin you around, and you're like a toy in their hands, and they're like, please don't drop me. Because I was so scared. I was literally like terrified each time we would go on ice and perform. But it was still very great experience overall. But after that, no more ice skating. I'm done.
So, Vika, you have won many awards, and
Yeah.
the question arises that what's your goal now after winning all of them? So, what's the ultimate goal for you now? What kind of reward you're looking for, or what kind of achievement at the moment Victoria Daineko is looking for?
Um, I don't know. I've never I've first of all, I don't think I agree with all of those award shows, because it's just a very limited list of performers that um do not include so many talented people. And as much as I love myself and what I do, and as much as I worship whatever I do, I still think that there are so many colleagues that would stay unnoticed, and some others would be more appreciated by award shows. But I would love to get a Grammy
Yes, and you deserve, definitely.
and an Oscar. Yeah, I am
That's
pretty
that's possible.
ambitious.
Why not?
I am pretty ambitious, I know.
I'm very happy that you said that because I'm looking forward also to seeing your projects as an actress in Hollywood. And Trolls was a good start, I guess.
It was a good step in, and when we've arrived to DreamWorks Studio, we've been talking to casting managers and other different people who participate in creating this magic that we see on the screen. And of course, they were like, "Yeah, we think you'd be good for that project or that one as well," but they never called back.
This is totally natural in Hollywood. And I even interviewed some actresses that they told actors, I mean, that they told me that even they were famous, for example, 5 years ago, doing lots of movies in Hollywood. Suddenly, before, for example, in 5 years ago, suddenly they didn't get offered. They went through lots of audition and they say, we are that guy, by the way. What happened? Why you don't give us a role anymore?
Yeah,
So this is very challenging in Hollywood, but
yeah.
everyone are very patient there, and that's really competitive. And I know you deserve it, and you will be in
Thank
more
you.
movies. I'm sure about it because you're motivated.
I am, but I understand how difficult it is to be an actress. You would have to go see all those people. You have to go to those castings to you have to present yourself on your best every day and hoping you would get a call back. And that's very I look at my friends, actors and actresses, and I'd be like, how can you do this? Because I would be so annoyed. I would give up in a month because I'm that kind of person that doesn't get a yes. If I won't get a yes, then I'd be like, yeah, maybe that's not my thing and I should give it up. I'm that kind of person, so I won't succeed. So only if someone like Timur Bekmambetov, my favorite director, if he would give me a call and be like, Victoria, I really need you for this movie. I'd be like, yeah, sure, I'm coming. But then I don't think I'm ready to challenge myself in Hollywood and do those castings and do those attempts to get to a movie. But I would
Yes. So
still want to get an Oscar.
so you are very well known in, especially in Russian community. But isn't it more painful for you when you get rejected in audition in Hollywood, for example?
Sure, it is painful. That is why I'm not I am not uh doing this. If it wasn't painful, I'd be like, yeah, sure, let's go.
So, but I'm glad that you say that you will consider more roles if it will happen in the future, and I'm really looking forward watching them. It
Thank
would be
you.
very nice. And Vika, you speak very good English, by the way,
Thank
and
you.
I'm very happy that Russian stars in Russian community, some of them at least, they can talk this good English. And what other languages do you know besides Russian and English?
Well, at school I studied Latin, English, French, and I've also studied a bit of Spanish. Also, I would learn Yakut language and Kazakh language. I might be wrong naming the languages of those, but yeah, I've tried to study a lot of languages, but English is my best of foreign languages. Second comes French. The least I know is Spanish, but I would sing a song in all of those languages.
Okay, that's great news.
It is good
But
enough for singing, maybe not good enough for a proper conversation.
but have you done in French or Spanish before?
You mean songs?
A song, yes.
I did sing, especially at school. I really love singing in Spanish, and in French. I think there was a song in French, or maybe it was just in my car. Whatever. there are like few videos on internet me singing in Spanish, but it's like very at school, something very simple, something not official. But I really like that. Maybe one day I would do something more professional in other languages.
That would be great. And I also checked the question mark down below. You guys, if you have any questions from Vika, especially in English, because usually Vika has her own live shows and you can communicate with her in Russian. But today specifically, let's ask questions from the international fans. And I see that people send love to you from
Oh,
South
so sweet.
Africa, from Brazil, and you guessed Brazil correctly. So you have so many fans in Brazil, as you can see.
Hi, Brazil. Hi, South Africa. Really happy to see you. Well, I cannot see you, but I can talk to you.
So, Vika, have you ever been in Cyprus before? Cyprus
Yes.
Island. You've
Yes,
been
I
there.
have been once. Yes, I've been performing there. I don't remember the year it was. Maybe it was 2012, like a while ago. Has it been 10 years ago already? Yeah. But yeah, I love traveling. I love traveling. Maybe one day I'll be back. I will be back. Cyprus, I'm coming. I'm serious.
that, that would be so great. So I hope, especially local promoters in Cyprus, hear you now, and we will see you after 10 years. As you said, it would be so lovely. But you haven't changed. What's the secret there? When we say
Uh,
Vika Daineko's songs 10 years ago, you haven't changed. Is there any secret?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I grew up in Yakutia, North Siberia. Maybe I was kept frozen for enough time to to what to conserve myself.
Yes, you mean you were frozen, so for 10 years. There's an internet connection problem, but I hope now it's okay.
Everything works fine for me.
Okay, now it's okay. So, Vika, thanks a lot for joining me today. It was such a pleasure talking with you. Would
The
you like
pleasure
to
is
add
mine.
something, especially to your international fans?
No, it was very nice talking to you. Thank you so much for such lovely questions. Very nice talking, meeting you. And thanks everyone who was watching. I hope to see you one day live during the show. And let's just
Vika, the pleasure
keep
was
talking.
totally mine.
Thank you.
Especially as I told you, since 2010, I'm watching Russian music videos. And since that time, it was my dream also to talk with Vika Daineko, for example. So the pleasure absolutely was mine.
So sweet.
And I'm looking forward to your next project. I wish you all the best in all of them.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So
If you
see
are ever in
you.
Moscow, come to my show.
Definitely, I will be. Send me tickets. I will,
Oh, of course.
no,
Anytime.
not necessary. I will come anyways.
Thank you
Okay,
very
Vika,
much.
thanks a lot. Paka
Bye.
paka.
Take care. Bye
Bye bye.
bye.